Appreciate it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the City of Bettendorf City Council meeting. Today is Tuesday, September 16th, 2025 at 7 o'clock p.m. Michelle, please call the roll.
Adamson.
Here.
Jaeger.
Here.
Brown.
Here.
Nauman.
Here.
Sexer.
Here.
Baden.
Here.
Belzinski.
Here. All right, thank you all for being here. Now, if you could all please rise, remove any caps or headdresses you may have, and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. It will be followed by an invocation given by Pastor Troy Winder of Bettendorf Presbyterian Church. Please remain standing for the invocation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pastor Troy, thank you for being here.
I thought tonight I'd pull out a prayer from antiquity, a prayer of St. Francis. So let us humble ourselves before our Maker. Creator, you bless us with discomfort at easy answers, half-truths, superficial relationships, so that you may live deep within our hearts. Holy One, may you bless us with anger at injustice, oppression, the exploitation of people, so that we may work for justice, freedom, and peace. Holy One, may you bless us with tears to shed for those who suffer pain, rejection, hunger, war, so that we might reach out hands of comfort and turn pain into joy. Holy One, you bless us with just enough foolishness to believe that through your power we could make a difference in this world, so that we can do what others claim cannot be done, that is to bring love, justice, and kindness to your children everywhere. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor Winder. All right. Scott, you ready for this?
I believe so, Your Honor.
All right, let's go get started. After you. Go that way?
Thank you, sir.
Oh, boy, we've got props. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a strange twist of fate. Mr. Nauman is leaving the second ward in favor of the fourth. That is happening as we speak, and in the coming days, Mr. Nauman will be a resident of the fourth ward, and therefore, this will be his last council meeting as our council member from the second ward, although we've made him run for the fourth, and we're very excited about the prospect of Scott rejoining us. But in all seriousness, in appreciation for the 15 years and 9 months of service that you have provided to the city of Bettendorf as our second ward council person, we do have a little appreciation for you from our friends at Glass that does read an appreciation of Scott Nauman for 15 years and 9 months of dedicated service to the citizens of Bettendorf as second ward alderman, January 1st, 2010 to September 16th, 2025. Congratulations. Thank you for the great work that you've done.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. I can do this 30 seconds for every 4-year term. But my heart has always been in this, and I think that's what drove me to get into public service to begin with. And I got involved in Chambers of Commerce and Rotary, had no inkling or idea that I would ever run for office, but because I met Decker and Lisa and Your Honor, others within our Rotary, it's like, you know what? We need people like you that have an open mind, a level head, and would make a difference. And there's that mentorship. And I think what we've created here, and we're all blessed. We're so lucky to have staff like you guys, but it is culture that we have. Like, we have the special sauce, and it's not an elected official. You fill a seat, you fill a role to be there, to be in the backyards, you know, to go see when Lee Pierce calls you up there on Magnolia Court, or you got a flooded backyard, and you just never know what people feel. And it's interesting from a community service standpoint. People, when you call them back, it's amazing that gosh, thanks for calling me back. It's like, what else would I do? How can I help you? And what's the next thing that we have to do? And you guys all do it because we're in the customer service business, right? We're in the customer service business. I'm sorry you're having that issue. Let me see what I can do to help you. That's it. This is an easy job. But doing that for some people is really, really hard because it's not driven by an agenda. It's not driven by axes to grind. It's coming with a humble, lovable, servant's mentality. And I'm so grateful because I could have been 2 years or 4 years and done. But because you guys make all of our jobs easier, because you get it too. And that's the whole thing. And I guess I will call out Decker just because you've created over your 50-year career this culture. And we're at a vulnerable point right now. We'll have succession from many different wards. And I fear for our community, not about my seat as much, but I want to make sure that there's a bench. There's other people in the community, should these folks not decide to run, and many of them said they won't, that we're there for them with that same mentality, or we'll end up flipping and we'll be in the news like some of our neighboring communities every doggone 2 weeks. I want to thank my family who were all here in 2009 when I announced, and we're so blessed to have my mom, who's 93 years old.
Yeah, baby.
Sitting right there. My wife, Shelley, and her parents, Bert and Ed. And we've been moving all day, so I'm just running on fumes. So you get what you get, rambling mess. But Greg Adamson, you've been the 4th Ward Alderman for 16 years. 4 4-year terms. We got elected on the same day. And frankly, you deserve a better, more, you just deserve a better ending. You have, with your health issues and so forth. I don't know that this is, it for your public service, but I want to see people do things on their own terms, and I'm grateful for your support, your love, and our friendship, but I really, really am honored to be a colleague of yours. So we appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for what you do, and thank you for this.
All right, we gotta get a picture. Let me get a, bear with me.
You got film in that camera?
I got one slide left. Thank you.
Thank you. Greg, I brought this for you. This is my 2010 Leader's Guide. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Thank you, sir.
You can just leave that there, Bob.
Yeah, I think my time as an Uber driver is over.
Yeah.
Nick's over here going, please, I pray that he stops talking soon. Please let him.
Finish up.
That's crime is in the house.
I thought you were gonna read that whole book.
Next on the agenda is a proclamation. This was requested by the National Alliance on Mental Illness of the Greater Mississippi Valley, or NAMI, GMV. It'll be received tonight by Nicole Kartner, the Executive Director of the Quad Cities Health Initiative and the Chair of the Steering Committee for the Quad Cities Behavioral Health Coalition, and Mark Matthews of NAMI, GMV. Please, you're welcome to come right on up. Mark, thanks for being here. Nicole, thanks for being here. Thanks for all the great work you do in our community. Cool. I do have a proclamation on behalf of the Office of the Mayor. Whereas World Mental Health Day, observed on October 10th and established by the World Federation for Mental Health in 1992, raises global awareness about mental health and aims to reduce the stigma surrounding mental illness. And whereas September is recognized as National Suicide Prevention Month, encouraging open conversations and promoting access to life-saving resources for those struggling with mental health challenges. And whereas the city of Bettendorf supports mental health for all and recognizes local efforts such as the Out of the Darkness walks, the annual NAMI walk, and the Quad Cities Behavioral Health Coalition and the Zero Suicide Initiative. And whereas mental health affects every member of our community, and we encourage residents to check in on one another
with compassion. A simple call, message, or kind gesture can offer hope and make a lasting difference. Now therefore, I, Robert Gallagher, the mayor of the city of Bettendorf, Iowa, do hereby proclaim October 10th, 2025 as World Mental Health Day in the Bettendorf community, and to bring awareness, the city of Bettendorf, together with the city of Moline, will light the Mississippi River Bridge the color green on October 10th.
Here, here.
Would you either or both like to speak? You can certainly take the proclamation. You were nominated, short straw to the coal. Please, you have the floor.
Thank you so very much. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, members of City Council, and thank you to the City of Bettendorf and all of the staff who work with us throughout the year. This is a wonderful moment for us to remind the community of the importance of the topic of behavioral health. Mark and I are both members of the Quad City Behavioral Health Coalition, and throughout the year try to raise awareness and help people to understand the resources that are available to all of us and encourage people to use those resources as they're needed. As Mayor said, on the date of October 10th, World Mental Health Day, we will be focusing on the issue together, but between now and then, there are actually a lot of community events that are going to be highlighting mental health, including NAMI's annual NAMI Walks on October 4th. And so we look forward to opportunities to participate in those community events and continue to shine a light. And most of all, we appreciate your continued partnership, and thank you for helping us to continue to spotlight this issue.
Thank you. Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we've come to public requests of council. If there's anyone here who wishes to be heard on an item not already on tonight's agenda for public hearing, we'd like to hear from you. Please approach the podium in the back, state your name and your address, and make your request to council.
Your Honor, my name's Kevin Kellner. I live at 3265 Palmer Hills Court. And I was hoping to make a few comments about the presentation Mark Hunt made at the Committee of the Whole last night.
Please do.
If I could, I've got a handout I'd like to pass out real quickly.
You bet. One of the duties as assigned, Doug, is for you to act as the courier. We send a guy with a gun just in case, but don't pull it on Kevin. He's docile and kind.
Council page, Doug Scott.
You, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, we all have one. Thank you.
Okay, so I wanted to start off with a few comments about just the physical aspects of the geography of the project. The aerial that you see in front of you is the area that the storage facility will be built in. And the point I wanted to make with this is the lot as it's currently platted. We've submitted a replat for the area. But if you look at the area here, it's basically an outlot. It's a Lot A in the county Beacon website because it's an outlot. So what we're going to do, or we hope to do, is to take about 9 acres out of that 30-acre lot and put the storage facility in it. That current 30-acre lot is assessed at $55,700. The facility that we'll build there will be similar to one we have on Devil's Glen, which is assessed at over $4.5 million. So we're going to create a sizable tax increment with the project. As it relates to the kennel project, it's not shown on the aerial. It's just to the northwest of the Iron T facility. That project, the Iron T facility, when it was brought through planning and zoning, if you would recall, you may not, but the Iron T project contemplated a maintenance facility to be in this location. Since determined with the pedestrian bridge, the TBK can service a sports building back and forth more readily. We don't need to build that maintenance facility there, but we came up with the use of the kennel to take its place. To do that, we have to go and actually dig up about 100 lineal foot of sanitary sewer because there was only a 6-inch line put forth for the maintenance shed. Probably would have only been one restroom. So we will be replacing about 100 feet of sanitary sewer to serve the kennel building. And then we're going to take that sewer and take it another 250 feet to the north to serve the area north of the existing sports building. North of the existing sports building, we'll have about 13 acres of land left to develop to add more tax base to it. The kennel facility will be assessed probably close to $1 million, given, again, our other experience with projects of that nature. So we're looking at an increment in the two projects of about $5.5 million. There was some discussion last night about not seeing how this project promotes or benefits the sports and tourism that we've created out there. That's a pretty simple thing. The benefactor of the TIF is an LLC that owns a sports building in Iron T. And if you recall, we initially started with a concept that was the Iron T and 4 baseball fields. We left that concept, we amended the development agreement, and we committed to building the sports building, which was the right thing to do. But it's at a considerably more, not cost basis. It costs about $2 million more than the baseball field itself. But the county assessment on the baseball fields versus the sports building, that's an $11 million increase. And so in the revised development agreement, when we decided to do that, we had a minimum assessment agreement for the entity that owns these properties I'm talking about of $16 million. The 2025 assessment for the two properties, Iron T and the sports building, with the land I'm talking about, was in excess of $27 million. So we're $11 million, or basically the sports building, over our minimum assessment for this parcel. We're going to add about $5.5 million with the two projects. If we do them, they're in front of you tonight. And then we still have 13 acres to develop that we're hoping to get 10 million or more of additional assessment. We're creating real tax base here. So to break down the math on that, and Jason can correct me because I'm going to round a few numbers here. We're going to pay about $35,000 per $1 million of assessment. Out of that $35,000, as was discussed last night with the council members, there's about $11,500, close to that, for debt service, bond debt service of all the taxing bodies, the schools, the county, and the city. So $11,500 comes off of that. There's going to be roughly $24,000 left. 25% of that goes right back to the city, so another $6,000. That leaves about $18,000, or basically half of the funds that gets rebated to the developer, the owner of that property, the owner of the sports building and Iron T. Those funds, as they're paid back to us, are going to be used to support the expenses of that building. The sport building does not make money, it loses money. We need things like this, that's why we did the agreement, to prop it up. So it's not going into a developer's pocket, as was somewhat alluded to last night. It's going to support tourism and sports that we've already created out there. To that end, I feel like, and I'm the one here speaking, Doug Kratz did the sports building, God bless him, and it's created all this. But in fostering the development out there, I think you should all take a lot of pride in the fact that you took a risk doing the agreement with us, the development agreement. We took a risk, and look what's happened out there. And what I mean by that is no incentives given, and there's 3 transactions out there in the last year that are pretty incredible. The first would be Quad City Bank and Trust buying a little over 11 acres for somewhere around $6 million. All public information, so I'm not talking out of school. You guys can look all this up. Genesis Mercy One buying approximately 50 acres, $7.6 million. Those properties together, assessed value was below $200,000. So just the land assessment, if they don't build anything next year, is gonna go up to $11, $12 million. Totally new tax increment for the city. Unity Point, similar story. They buy 43 acres on the old polo fields. That ground was assessed around $200,000. They paid about $7 million for that. Same thing there. None of those things happen if you don't do the development agreements that we've done out there to create all this. And I don't think any of you can argue that. So I guess what I'm saying is the funds are going to support tourism, sports, and keep everything going out there. And as you can see, things are coming around us that make it all worthwhile. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kellner. Anybody else wish to be heard on public requests of council? Please approach the podium in the back. Okay, we're going to close public requests of council. Let's move to our first public hearing. This is regarding the amended and restated I-80 Urban Renewal Plan area. Does any council member have questions on this before we go to public hearing? Michelle, did we publish notice of this public hearing?
Yes, we did, Your Honor, and I do have affidavit of publication.
Did we receive any written correspondence with regard to the same?
No, we did not.
Okay, let's open the public hearing with regard to the amended and restated I-80 Urban Renewal Plan area. Anybody here wish to be heard on this item? All right, let's close the public hearing and move to the resolution. Councilmember Baden, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a resolution determining an area of the city to be an economic development area, and that the rehabilitation, conservation, and redevelopment and development or combination thereof such as the area necessary in the interest of public health, safety, and welfare of the residents of the city, designing such an area as appropriate for an urban renewal project and adopting the amended, restated I-80 urban renewal area. I move approval of the resolution.
Second.
Any discussion from council? Okay, Michelle, would you please call the roll?
Baden,
Aye.
Palczynski.
Aye.
Adamson.
Aye.
Jaeger.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Nauman.
Aye.
Sexer.
Aye.
All right, we have unanimously approved that resolution. We move to an ordinance for Councilmember Palczynski. Palczynski?
That works. Thank you, Your Honor. I have the first reading of an ordinance providing that general property taxes levied and collected each year on certain properties located within the I-80 urban renewal area in the city of Bettendorf, county of Scott, state of Iowa, by and for the benefit of the state of Iowa, city of Bettendorf, county of Scott, Pleasant Valley School Community School District, and other taxing districts, be paid a special fund for payment of principal and interest on loans, monies advanced to indebtedness, including bonds issued or to be issued, incurred by the city in connection with the I-80 urban renewal area, amended and restated, 2025 sub-area. I move approval of the ordinance at its first reading.
Second.
Any discussion here? Yes,
Thank you, Your Honor.
Councilmember Sexer.
I have a question, or maybe just looking for a comment. Can these funds that will be generated by this fund be used to construct a new police station?
They cannot.
That's what I figured.
Okay.
But I think it's an
It's-
important
yeah.
fact
For others to know.
for others to know, yes.
Anything?
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else from any other council members? Michelle, would you please call the roll?
Baden,
Aye.
Palczynski.
Aye.
Adamson.
Aye.
Jaeger.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Nauman.
Aye.
Sexer.
Aye.
All right, we have unanimously passed that ordinance. Speaking of which, let's go to a second reading of an ordinance for Councilmember Sexer, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have the second reading of an ordinance amending Bettendorf City Code, Section 6-1-131, no parking zones enumerated, by adding a no parking zone on Rainforest Drive. I move approval of the ordinance at its second reading.
Second.
Any discussion from council on the third time it's been before you? Michelle, please call the roll.
Baden,
Aye.
Palczynski.
Aye.
Adamson.
Aye.
Jaeger.
Aye.
Brown.
Aye.
Nauman.
Aye.
Sexer.
Aye.
We have unanimously passed that second reading. Councilmember Brown, can you please help us with this second reading?
Thank you, Your Honor. I have the second reading of an ordinance amending Bettendorf City Code Section 6-1-322B2, vehicles entering stop or yield intersection by adding a yield intersection on Blackberry Lane at Lakeview Court. I move approval of the ordinance at its second reading.
Second.
Any discussion on this second reading of the ordinance? Okay, Michelle, please call the roll.
Baden,
Aye.
Palzinski,
Aye.
Adamson,
Aye.
Jaeger,
Aye.
Brown,
Aye.
Nauman,
Aye.
Sexer.
Aye.
We have unanimously passed that second reading. We have a double header for Councilmember Nauman on his way out as the second ward council member. He's going to handle both resolutions 12 and 13. They were consent I and J, but have been added to our regular agenda. Councilmember Nauman, you now have the floor.
Thank you, Your Honor. I do have a resolution approving a site development plan for Lot 5, FG 80 Holdings, 6th edition. I move approval of this resolution.
Second.
Any discussion here?
Your Honor,
Yes, sir. Mr. Jaeger.
thank you, Your Honor. I apologize to Mr. Kellner for not being there in person this evening. I think he deserves to have me look him in the eye when I make my votes. Unfortunately, I had made plans before this agenda was prepared. Just as a point of reference for me, Your Honor, there are two resolutions. I do not have them in front of me. Is Lot 5 the kennel, or is Lot 5 the store usage?
5 is the kennel.
Okay. Your Honor, I wanted to make the point on this one then, that what Mr. Palzinski said yesterday, I have been thinking about, and my goal is to have uses that will support the concept of regional sports tourism. Mr. Palzinski said he believes that there will be people coming to the area that will need short-term kennel services. I think I can accept that line of reasoning and will change my vote, at least my intended vote from last night, as it relates to this resolution. On the other resolution, however, I am I believe that the interests that I have and stated yesterday still remain. So on this item, Your Honor, I intend to vote in the affirmative.
Thank you, sir. Any other discussion on the kennel, which is Lot 5, FG Holdings, FG 80 Holdings? Okay, Michelle, please call the roll.
Baden,
Aye.
Palzinski,
Aye.
Adamson,
Aye.
Jaeger,
Aye.
Brown,
Aye.
Nauman,
Aye.
Sexer.
Aye.
Okay, FG 80 Holdings, Lot 5. Site development plan has been unanimously approved. We move to another resolution. Councilmember Nauman.
Thank you, Your Honor. I do have a resolution approving a site development plan for Lot 4, FG 80 Holdings, 6th edition. I move approval of this resolution.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion from council? We heard from Mr. Jaeger. Mr. Jaeger, did you have anything else? You can unmute if you did.
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
I appreciate the Kellner coming in. I listened intently to what he presented this evening.
Anything further? Okay, Michelle, please call the roll.
Baden,
Aye.
Palzinski,
Aye.
Adamson,
Aye.
Jaeger,
No.
Brown,
Aye.
Nauman,
Aye.
Sexer.
Aye.
All right, we have passed that resolution on a 6-1 vote. Let's take a look at the consent agenda, and I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the same at this
So
time.
moved.
Second.
Any discussion on any item on consent? Hearing none, Michelle, would you please call the roll?
Baden,
Aye.
Palzinski,
Aye.
Adamson,
Aye.
Jaeger,
Aye.
Brown,
Aye.
Nauman,
Aye.
Sexer.
Aye.
All right, we have unanimously passed each and every item on tonight's consent agenda. At this time, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We stand adjourned. Thank